I still get the red.
Mm-mm. Go ahead. We're live.
Hello and welcome to the unfortunately last episode of Mental Misdeeds with Dre and Caleb. We will be saying goodbye tonight.
Yes. Do you know what the future is? Do you have anything lined up officially yet or no?
No, I'm going to be taking a hiatus, a much needed break from all of this and from just online in general. I need a break for my own mental well-being. It's overwhelming and I spend too much time online. So I'm going to do that, relax, and talk to, a bunch of different people and see where I end up and who I end up with.
Hell yeah. No, it's crazy when you disconnect from the computer and you see just how much shit is like not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, the internet
like Dave
is not
Rubin
a real
does
place.
it every year. Like I need to do that. I need to do it for at least a day. Fuck, an hour.
the internet is not a real place. That's what you find out very quickly. Well, I guess we'll still plug it while we have it. The Blood of Tyrants wine, promo code Mental. Use it one more time. Official spirit of 1776. Make sure you go check that out. One more time for old time's sake. Yes. Well, I'll be moving as well. That's kind of what spurred this whole thing. No hard feelings from either side, obviously. Like we said, if you want, you can check me out at Outlaw Streamers, where I will be beginning my own show, probably fall, winter time, early winter, fall time. I will be working for, actually, I think we're supposed to start this Friday, as a correspondent on the Chris Baker show. So doing like little segments and stuff like that, which we're going to use to springboard into a show once the network gets rolling a little bit faster. So really excited for that. There'll be some other projects coming too on that network. It'll be stuff like man on the street type stuff, skits, things along those lines.
Oh, how fun.
So, yeah, it'll be lots of fun. I can't wait.
That will be so fun. Oh, I'm excited for you. I really am. That will be super fun.
Yeah, no, it'll be an experience. It'll be good for me to learn.
Well, and I think that it's a really great group of people over there so far from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Allie is great. I don't really know much about Chris, but
yeah.
Fantastic opportunity.
My thing is like obviously like I love doing stand up, but talk shows are what I would like to do for a living. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I've always said I never met a road comic that wasn't divorced. So that's not plan A. You know what I mean? So Chris has been doing radio for 30 years, radio and stand up for 30 years. So I mean, if I can just learn from somebody like that, that's just the opportunity.
Cool. I didn't know he did stand up.
Yep, Chris was a comedian before he got into radio. Now he's into podcasting and streaming networks along because those are supposedly the future. That's what everyone keeps telling me, but I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I've got some other projects not related to anything like this that we're working on too. So it's just a lot of stuff going on.
You're a busy guy.
Too busy, and one of those projects is getting married. So I'm in the process of doing that. So we got brigaded on Facebook. Did you see that?
Oh my God. I'd pick up my phone and it would just go like this. Comment after comment after comment. I'm like, oh.
I shut it off. We got some dumb meme. Like it wasn't even that funny.
It's so innocuous. You know what I mean? It's just like these random memes just blow up and just piss people off.
9 million views, I think it was at last time I saw it. Like,
how many comments like these idiots just won't shut up? Are they all just repeating themselves?
Well, and like you get like the couple of smooth brains that are on there and they comment just random memes every time we post. And there's one or two guys that will just comment a barrage of like 50 memes. I'm like, well, first off, bro, like it's not an own. It's not clever. You're just sharing a bunch of memes. Yeah, it's a waste of your time.
They're buried in the comments.
Well, I mean, it's not really owning us. It pushes us up the social media algorithm. When we have 50 comments on every post because of you, like that just helps. So like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, man.
Right. That's why we don't bother deleting it or even responding. We're just like, whatever. Thanks for the metrics, buddy.
I don't care enough. Like, unless you're like sharing, like child porn or something on there, I'm not going to delete somebody. Your shit. Or if you're doxing people or I'm not going to delete your shit. You're like, fuck. No, I don't give a shit.
Nope.
No, it's all dumb memes and I don't know. You were talking about being unhealthy. I had to I need to unplug too because it's fun to crack back at some of those people. So they get very mad. I love when they call me an incel. That's always like the go-to for the left is to call me I'm like, bro, like I'm getting married and when's the last time you've had sex? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm getting
What's
married
your
in a
living
year.
situation exactly? Is it in mommy's basement? Because I've been, on my own with my girlfriend now for several years. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Like
Like,
that's
incel. Ooh, ouch.
That's my thing is the insult doesn't work if it's clearly not true. You know what I mean? Like mom's basement. I'm like, fuck, I wish I lived in my mom's basement. I would be saving thousands of dollars a month. Like
Right?
that's so it's, I'm like, uh, so that and incel, I'm like, none of that stuff really, it doesn't work on me because it doesn't. I don't know. It's like it's not true. If you were to hit on something that was true or like half true, yeah, maybe you could get somewhere with it. But like my beard's patchy, I'm very insecure about that. You could come at me for that. That might hurt. But not the
Like, at least
stupid.
try to be funny or something. Like, that's just a stupid thing to say, right? All
Well, the
around. It's
problem is
not funny. It's untrue.
the problem is these are stupid people with low IQs and they can't come up with
True.
anything more creative. So that's what they resort to and they chalk it up as a win. And really, that win on social media is the highlight of their week if they can get it. Like that's their dopamine high, dude. I'm not even joking. That's what they have going on for them
That's so
is
sad.
a win
I
on a
literally
Facebook
like
post.
type out and never mind. I just don't even care. And I literally never comment because I'm like, what is the fucking point? There's no point.
Well,
Unless it's a good friend of mine and I have something important to say, I'm not
mhm.
commenting.
No, it's fun to clap back with little insults because I mean, as a
Mhm.
comic, it helps with crowd work and hecklers and stuff. Being able to
Sure.
come back with stuff like it's a creative writing exercise. But I'm not about to sit here and have an intellectual debate with somebody on Facebook. It's the biggest. It's like running in the Special Olympics. Even if you win, you're still a retard. You know what I mean? Like
What did you
it,
really win?
yeah,
Nothing.
it's a waste of time. Who's convinced? No one's sitting there reading this. That's anyone that's no one that's on the fence on this issue is sitting there reading your 75 comment thread on a Facebook post. Like, well, he's got a point there. I wonder who. Nobody is. It's a
I got too
waste.
long,
Yeah,
didn't read.
you're
Nobody
just
wants to
you're
read your bullshit.
yeah you're arguing with people to vindicate yourself. I mean that's what it is. You want to prove to yourself that
Oh,
you're right because you're insecure in what you believe.
that's so
That
sad.
I have no desire to do that. I'll leave my little snarky reply and move on. I'm not about to sit there and debate somebody on Facebook. Like fuck that. If you can't defend your opinion in real life, you have no business having that opinion. That's my personal take on
Right.
it.
And what's so sad is there's so many, like, I had a conversation with a teenager the other day and she's saying how she's a feminist. So I perked right up and I asked her why. And she's like,
TikTok told me.
yeah, she really couldn't. She's like, well, because we need control over our own bodies and we need equal rights. And I said, well, I would argue that we actually have more rights than men right now. We're more
Mm-hmm.
privileged in America as women than men are. And luckily there's like this, like, he's also a teenager, but a little bit older than her. And he's getting in on the conversation. And I said, the fight has been won. You now get to register for the draft between the ages of 18 and 25. Congratulations,
They
women.
still do.
Um,
They do.
Now they have to. Yep. It
Oh, I
just
didn't
went into
know that.
law.
Oh,
Yep.
that's kind of
And
spooky given the current state of affairs, but the timing of that.
exactly.
But
And
I
like
don't
she
think
could
anyone
not
should
back up
register for the
anything
draft.
she had to say. She had she thought birth control was going to be legalized. She thought
Can't
that
be.
she couldn't tell me one way that women don't have control over their own bodies. And, she couldn't articulate anything and she was starting to get flustered. And I was being as kind as possible because I was trying to get her to think about why she's saying these things so that maybe she'll look into them before she starts spouting off things she doesn't even understand or have any
Wishful
knowledge of.
thinking.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
because she's like 15, I have high hopes.
sure. No,
She's young.
I understand. That's yeah. I mean, those are young people. You know what I mean? They haven't experienced life and
No,
anything
she
like that.
hasn't. And I said, right now, there's more women graduating with college degrees. Women are at the top of the, you know, bracket in a lot of these fields now, and they're making more money than men. And if there was a wage disparity, which has been debunked by economists over and over and over again, wouldn't it make more sense for companies to hire just women so that they could save money? Even though that's illegal already, and it has been for years.
Yeah.
And, I can kind of see the wheels turning. And, and another thing where, we aren't equal is, men have the most dangerous jobs and they have the highest suicide rate. And, they die mostly, they are 80% or plus more likely to die on the job. They have all the most dangerous jobs in America. So, if you really want equality, why don't you get out there and get on the oil rig or,
Yeah,
go
nobody's stopping you. You don't have to make PowerPoints for a living. You don't. Nobody said you had to.
You're free to do whatever. You're free to, pursue whatever career field you want. And,
absolutely.
If you want to even the playing field in those male-dominated fields, have at it, sister.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's one thing I noticed that I tell people is the older I got, the more the closer toward the center I became. Just on
I mean, when
politics
I
in
was her
general.
age, I believed I was a feminist, and
Yeah.
there was still a fight to be had. Couldn't articulate why or how, but I thought I was being wronged as a woman, even though I wasn't one yet. I was a teenager. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
The more you experience life, the more you realize how much gray area there is. Like if you think about people think about the people not on the internet, but I'm sure these people are on the internet. Not on the internet, people in real life that are hard left or hard right. I don't really know a lot of people that are hard right, but I know plenty of people that are hard left. They're all fucking losers. Anyone that's hard left, that's out of college, has not done anything with their life. Like you couldn't have. You can't be doing much because you would have had enough experiences to prove to you that the whole communist Marxist theory is complete horseshit and it would never work in real life. I mean, or you could just learn history too, but so there's no reason to there's no reason to stay hard left, and they don't realize that. So it's just how many fucking losers out there, man. I don't even know.
Yeah, they need to open their minds a little bit and explore different ideas. But they love their echo chambers on that side, and they get stuck in them, and it's a sad, sad thing, honestly.
And that's a growing problem is echo chambers. You're seeing more and more people stay in that hard
divided
left, hard
and
right
just
ideology.
with their own,
because they don't want to hear anything that's different than what they believe. And I think honestly, that's why Joe Rogan catches so much shit. Why there's such a hit out on Joe Rogan all the time. It's not because he dared to speak up against the vaccine and stuff. That's all a side effect. But if you look at why people first started coming after Joe Rogan, it was because he was willing to talk to anybody who believed just about anything. I mean, he wouldn't have Nazis or communists on there, but just about everything else, he would talk to you. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't an echo chamber, and that's not okay. That doesn't keep us divided.
I don't understand why or when it became such a big deal to be uncomfortable, to be so. If you hear something that you don't like, you're so uncomfortable. It cannot be. Yeah, triggered. Like when did the trigger have to be a daily, hourly thing? Like, why can't you listen to it and say, I don't agree, I don't like it, and go on with your day? Why does it have to? Why do you have to turn into Trigglypuff? Remember Trigglypuff?
I do remember Trigglypuff. Yes.
Give us hatred of forgiveness. She's just flipping out. God. She was free to get up and leave that room and not listen to that hate speech being espoused on stage at any moment in time. But she decided to stay and have a little spaz attack, like a toddler tantrum. Like, you could have left. No one was tying you to that chair, you fat fuck.
What was that at Ben Shapiro?
No, that was Steven Crowder. That was Milo Yiannopoulos. That was the factual feminist. What is her name? She's got 3 names. She's really actually good. I'll think of it in a minute. But and she was like, you guys are acting, maybe if you guys didn't act like children, we wouldn't talk to you like children. And they went insane. Christina Hoff Sommers.
Oh, see, I don't understand the hatred toward Crowder. Because
neither.
I listened to him and he's really doesn't say anything that outrageous. It just goes. I mean, these people want to label anyone to the right of Stalin. a Nazi,
Right.
this monster. I mean, Joe Rogan, Dave Portnoy, like give me from Barstool. Anyone that dares speak out against the party narrative it's not just, hey, that guy has a different opinion. He's a
No, it's enemy
Nazi.
number one. Enemy number
J.K.
one. He must be
Rowling.
taken
J.K.
down.
Rowling's borderline socialist, but she believes that, hey, men are men and women are women, and all of a sudden she's a Nazi. She might as well be Hitler.
Canceled. Go
Canceled.
back to living in your car, bitch.
Dave Chappelle. There's another one. Not a conservative. Far from it. But he dares to make a joke about one group of people, and he's a Nazi. That's how it goes. You're either with us or against us. It's not just a purity test. You have to be 100% on board with specific issues, or you're the enemy. If you're not with us, you are completely against us.
Jesus Christ! If that doesn't sound like fascism, I don't know what does.
Right, and we'll harass you,
toe the fucking line, or else
terrorize you, violently assault you, get you fired from your job if you don't toe the line. So,
unreal.
Speaking of communists, Ilhan Omar in her primary is only up by 2.5% right now, with 96% reporting. She was up by 5 with like 80. So that gap's closing. So I kind of want to pay attention. She could get knocked out. I would love to see it.
Please, yes.
They
go
come
marry
close.
Another brother.
Yeah, no, they primary her every year, and they get a little bit closer every time. And they always primary her with someone from the center because she's such a fucking cancer and a nutcase.
Oh, yeah.
That
she needs to be excised. She is definitely a psychopathic cancer.
Well, the thing with her is, I mean, you see, she's had, I mean, just horrific comments about like gay people, and there's the whole marrying her brother thing. And yeah, I mean, she masquerades around as this hard left liberal, but I'm like, you may have more in common with rural Alabama, sweetheart. Like, I don't know between those two things. Like, that's I bet
she's surrounded in scandal. Like then she divorced him and like married a staffer or something, and she was paying him crazy amounts of money.
No, she divorced him and then got a new husband and cheated on him with the staffer. Isn't that what it was?
That's right. Sorry, there's so many wrapped up. Like I could lose track.
Yeah.
Like, how many marriage licenses had this bitch had?
She's embroiled in scandal. So that's. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if she takes a loss, but coming up here.
Yeah.
But
if that wraps, keep a little eye on that. If that wraps up while we're online here, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'll check it out. It should be. It's going pretty quickly, so I'll let you know. Obviously the Trump Mar-a-Lago was raided late last night.
Yeah. Well, after he said he would give them whatever they wanted, and then they were so afraid of him, they waited till he left to go in with a whole bunch of fucking FBI agents, Secret Service, or whatever.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, that's so what do you think's going to come of this? Like,
who knows? I mean, I've watched a lot of reporting on that today, and most people are saying, he took those documents when he was the president, and he has every right to do that, and he can classify or declassify whatever he wants. Like, this is unprecedented. Like, they didn't even do this with what's his face, the worst president in history with scandals. What I think they were talking about Nixon. I don't know. I can't keep track.
They raided him on the day Nixon resigned. That was the anniversary of the day Nixon resigned. Was yesterday.
Oh, really?
And the judge is like embroiled with Epstein. He was a lawyer, and he defended a bunch of Epstein's clients, and it's all crazy.
Yeah, it's like layers of like corruption. You're like, holy crap, am I really seeing this? Like, how is this even happening?
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, do we really want to be at a point where we can just use the FBI to terrorize our political opponents? Like they just added.
It started with Obama, didn't it?
Yeah, with the IRS. I mean, they just added 87,000 IRS agents. Speaking of which, so what's now?
And they aren't going for the 1%. They're coming for you. You who can't afford
this is
a lawyer
sign.
for 3 years for an audit.
Wait till they start. Wait till they start auditing based on voter registration. They have access to that. You think they're not going to use that?
I have access to that.
they've already shown the map, the audit map. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Let me see. Let me find it. I'll pull it up here, and I'll show
Yeah.
you the map of where you're most likely to be audited in the
Oh,
IRS.
you're kidding.
No, there's a map here. Check this out and tell me if you
Did
notice
this
a
just come
little.
out the other day
Let me see when this is
when they
from.
announced the 87,000
This
new
is
freaking agents that will also be armed to the teeth, by the way?
this is just collected data. It's not based on any particular year. So here I'll show. This is the map of where you're most likely to be audited in the IRS. So you'll notice you're New England,
Oh, look at
where they
that.
have a ton of money, the New England area, you just don't get audited there. But Texas, the South, Florida, the Great Plains, Missouri, Kentucky, parts of Indiana, West Virginia. I mean, it's crazy how
Damn.
that works. Yeah, it's crazy how you get audited. Idaho is apparently
Just a
just a
huge,
hotbed for tax fraud. I guess I don't know. That's
wow. And there's
so it's
like
almost like
little
there's a
spots
trend.
that they're really concentrating on there, it looks like, in North and South Dakota too.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Thurston County, Nebraska, which is where Native American reservations are. That's number one in the state. Don't know why that one is. That's where they have all the reservations, is Thurston
How's
County. So
Douglas County looking over there?
not bad actually. Barely
Okay.
barely any. Yeah. So yeah, that's the audit map
That's
for the
gross.
IRS in the United States. It's repulsive. So that's where you're most likely to be audited. Now, don't worry, that map will be all red by the time Joe Biden leaves office. That's the goal, is to terrorize everyone with the IRS. Hey, I don't understand. Inflation's bad enough, the economy's bad enough. How is the Democrats' winning strategy? Hey, we're going to tax you more. We're going to audit you more.
After we promised we wouldn't.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Well, not only that, they added an amendment that said the 87,000 new IRS agents will not be used to audit anyone making less than $400,000. And every single Democrat voted
Please.
no. Every single Democrat voted no.
Holy crap.
So they promised us that it would be, they promised us that those agents would only audit people over $800,000, or excuse me, only audit people making over $400,000. But when it came time to put their money where their mouth is, every single one of them voted no. So that should tell you literally everything you need to know. The fact that they were not willing to vote for an amendment that simply stated this 87,000 new employees being added will only be used to audit people making over $400,000. They all voted no. Come on, man. You can't tell me that something's not going on there. That's absolutely, make sure your shit is right. That's all I'm saying. If you own a small business, if
Look
you have,
out and get a fucking tax accountant. Oh my
specifically,
God.
if you have any type of DBA or anything, it's probably time to get an LLC. I'm not a tax advisor, not a lawyer. I'm just saying, man, because they're going to be
Cover
coming
your
after you hard.
ass.
If you have any type of income that's other than, W-2, your 9-to-5 job, fucking, I mean, make sure you dot every I and cross every T, because Uncle Joey's coming for you. So
And he's not the friendly kind.
no, not he's not the friendly uncle. He's the kind that touches you in the closet, man, on Thanksgiving. So stay away from
He's the
Uncle
one,
Joe.
yeah, he's the one that puts you in therapy for the rest of your life.
Yeah, Uncle Joe's the reason he's that uncle. He's the reason we got so many people in therapy and on pharmaceutical drugs.
Jesus.
That's all good. That's all good. Just make sure your shit's straight, because the tax situation in this country is about to hit the hill. But if you win damages in a lawsuit against Alex Jones, that's tax free. So,
Christ.
well,
At least they didn't get the whole 150 million. I mean,
well, the damages are tax free, but you have to pay taxes on punitive damage. So the 45 they'll have to pay taxes on. But did you see what the plaintiff's lawyer said?
no, I didn't get to see much of it.
He asked the judge, don't just take away his platform, make it so he can never have a platform again. That's not a judge's responsibility.
Whoa.
That's not a judge's responsibility.
How could a lawyer even take away his First Amendment right forever, basically?
Right.
He acts like Alex was producing CP.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's and I
Those are the
so
only people that get banned from the internet forever. Those are the only people.
exactly. And I want to, well, they should just go to jail forever, if anything else. I do
Well,
want to,
yeah.
I want to clarify because I got some heat for some comments I said on the podcast and on TikTok in the last week. So when I say the parents are using their dead children as a get rich quick scheme, I stand by what I said. That's what's going on. I don't think the parents are bad people. I want to make that clear. I think they're people in the worst imaginable position, right? I couldn't imagine what they're going through. And I hope I never have to go through that, right? Now, granted, there are probably some people on our Facebook page that hope I do have to go through that, but fuck them.
What great people they are.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? But I've had people tell me they hope my kid gets shot in a school shooting. I'm like, well, aren't you nice? Aren't you nice?
What a sweet thing to say.
Yeah, I know, a very nice thing to say. We'll pray for those people. But I've had people, so I can only imagine. I can't even possibly imagine what they're going through. I think there's two things going on, two things at play with the Sandy Hook parents that are suing all these people. I think when it's human nature that when you are wronged, you feel somebody needs to pay. You know what I mean? Especially when you're wronged to a degree like that. Now, the shooter is dead. His mom, who was his only family, he killed her. So they can't pay. So they're going to search for someone else. That's just human nature. That's how we grieve and how we process is someone needs to pay for something. We need revenge. And I think they're being manipulated by some people. I think when Alex Jones says they're being manipulated, I don't think he's necessarily wrong. I don't think it's George Soros. I think it's greedy lawyers. I don't think that they're on the line with the White House telling them to go take down Alex Jones, but I think there are some scumbag lawyers that see a very, very unfortunate situation that they can make a lot of money and a lot of press headlines off of.
Exactly. They're going to get their faces out there and they're going to take home a nice paycheck, and that's all that they care about.
And they're taking advantage of grieving parents. And well, I mean, if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I can get you $5 million," are you going to say no? Like, what are you going to do? But I heard it'll actually be less because Texas limits how much you can actually pay in damages on civil suits. So I don't know what the actual number is going to end up being. That'll be worth following. But I've got to say, his lawyer is never going to work again, right?
No,
I've
never.
That's like some shit out of like Law and Order,
right? And
because that's what I was watching. It was like Law and Court TV or Law and Crime. So they did the Depp trial too, and they had the girl on there that was doing the commentary on Alex Jones and the Depp trial. And she said, this doesn't happen. Like, this isn't a courtroom. This isn't Law and Order or Perry Mason or anything like that. This stuff doesn't happen in actual court. Like, lawyers are professional. This is almost unheard of. She's with me when she says she didn't think that they did that on purpose to force a mistrial. Number one, because that's illegal. You can't, if it were to come out that you intentionally forced a number one. Number two, that's a career-ending move. You know what I mean?
So like, you think it was an honest mistake?
Yeah.
That somebody in the firm just.
I don't even think it was him. I think it was a paralegal. I don't think it was the actual lawyer.
That's what
I'm saying.
Somebody in the firm. Yeah. It was some intern or some paralegal who was overworked and tired and just like, send all.
Yep. No, I think that's exactly what happened. Because like I said, that is a career-ending thing. I highly doubt. I know we all like to play conspiracy and we all like to think it's a courtroom TV show.
Right.
Highly doubt that this guy was willing to destroy his entire career, his entire reputation as a lawyer, risk being debarred to force a mistrial for Alex Jones. Right. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, Alex Jones isn't just another client to this guy.
No,
a high-profile client, but he wants more clients, is what I'm saying.
Right?
In the future, he'd like to continue practicing law, and that's why he took this case, because it's high-profile, and it'll get him more clients.
Well, so it might not anymore.
Well, right, but that was his initial plan before he fucked up royally, and
Well, nice the fact, the level of ineptitude. Not only did you let it happen, you didn't move to have it dismissed as privilege, and you didn't even bother to tell your client. You
Oh
let the
yeah.
you
I'm
could have
gonna
at
grab
least
beer.
gave him a heads up. Yeah, I know you're good. You let the other attorney give him, or you let the other attorney blindside him on the stand. He had no idea. You could tell by the look on his face, he had no idea. You let the opposing lawyer blindside your client on the stand with information that he didn't know, that he had obtained the entire contents of his phone due to your fuck up. He'll never work again. I don't know anyone who would hire this guy. I can't imagine. He's gonna be advertising on like a bus from now
On
on.
a
You
bus
know
bench, yeah.
what's his lawyer's name? Let's look him up. I want to see. Let's see if we can find reviews of his law firm.
And this is in Texas, right?
Yeah,
Austin.
yeah, it's in Austin.
Oh, dude, and he's in a big city. He's effed in the
Well, here it
A.
is. Reuters: Alex Jones' lawyer could face legal consequences for phone records release. What's his name here?
Yeah, because that's
Andino Reynal.
like he
He
like
violated
popped up on.
attorney-client privilege.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get to. We were just talking about how dumb brain when you have lack of sleep, you can't remember simple words
Yeah.
before the show.
So
right here,
this guy. So this guy, Andino Reynal, Alex Jones's attorney, he was appointed by Eric Holder to serve as a federal prosecutor under Obama. So he
Whoa.
left the U.S. Attorney's Office in 2012. Since then, has been invited back into public service to act as a special prosecutor and a member of the U.S. Magistrate Judge Selection Review Committee. He's a native Spanish speaker and speaks French conversationally. Let's see, what else do we have? I mean,
And this is Alex's Jones attorney. And
yeah,
Eric
this is
Holder
Alex
pick?
Jones's. Alex Jones's attorney was an Eric Holder hand selection at the Reynolds.
Wow.
Let me look. Let's see if they have Google reviews. So they're 5 stars on Google. That's gonna change. I love you see 5 stars on Google and then just one negative review, and it's Alex Jones. You know what's gonna be epic is once all the gag orders on this court is done, and Alex Jones is allowed to go off on his attorneys on the air. That's. I think he was working with Soros.
Oh my God.
So his recent cases include acquittal of a foreign public official charged in $60 million money laundering scheme tied to public corruption, dismissal of a C-suite executive from federal indictment alleging securities fraud linked to $150 million bond issuance, non-prosecution agreement for oil services company accused of federal trade secret theft, defense of executives accused of selling misbranded drugs, civil representation of a local company suing for business disparagement and tortious interference, civil representation of executive defrauded in Ponzi scheme, civil representation of executive before the SEC charging violations of Dodd-Frank. Weird he doesn't mention Alex Jones in there. Crazy. Yeah, it's all 5 stars. It's all, everyone loves him. He's professional. Well, that's going to change.
Oh, so professional.
I should leave him a review.
I heard this guy can't manage documents for shit.
Yeah, guy sent the entire He's great if you want someone to send the entire contents of your phone over to the opposing attorneys.
Oh
I doubt that Alex Jones cared about the Eric Holder thing. My guess is he wanted the best attorney he could get.
Yeah.
If I had to.
But he didn't get him.
He thought he had that. Oh, I'm looking at the other attorneys at the law firm. Joseph Magliolo. He should have got the guinea, man, a mob attorney. That's what he needed.
That's where
they would have won it. Yeah, you see, dude. If you can't get a Jew, get an Italian in for a lawyer. That's the go. I mean, they've probably represented people in the mob, so they can get them off of RICO cases. They can get you off.
They get you off. Yeah.
Oh, this guy looks like a mobster.
Really, actually, solid legal advice. That's not legal advice, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, this guy, he's in the middle here. He looks like a mobster. Look at that. He looks straight out of The Sopranos. This is on the left. That's Alex Jones's attorney. He looks like Ryan from The Office. Like that's
he looks like Chris Pratt or Chris. What's his face? The pretty boy that's been in all the movies. Oh my God, no! I would have taken the guy
not
in the
Chris
middle and
Pratt.
over that guy. No, not Chris Pratt. Chris. I don't know. There's
Chris
some
Hemsworth.
Chris's. No, I can't think of his stupid name, but he's a pretty boy with blue eyes.
Let me see here.
I wouldn't want him to represent me. I'd want the guy in the middle.
Yeah, no, for sure. Give me the mobster.
He's
If
gonna
it's
go
just
in
on
there
appearance.
hardballing, slamming his fist on the fucking table, telling people to fuck off, and you know what I'm saying? That's who I
Yeah,
want as my representation.
absolutely. If you can't get a Jew, get an Italian. That's the maybe that should be the last. And no, that'll get us booted off YouTube. Not that it
No,
fucking
but
matters,
that's what
but
they say in all the mob movies. All the mobsters are like, get the Jewish lawyer on the phone if they don't have somebody in the family that's an attorney already,
yeah,
on payroll.
that's true. That's true. No, I mean
That's how we do.
if you're if you can't get a lawyer whose name ends in Witz or Steen, get one that has a bunch of
Ends in a
oddly
vowel.
placed vowels. Yeah, that's your next best bet there. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines. I don't know if it was Breaking Bad. We need a criminal attorney. You know what I'm saying? An attorney who's a criminal.
An attorney who's actually a criminal. That's what they know how to do it. They know how to do it. So
Someone had it done, man. If I was in their business, he'd be my attorney.
It says Alex Jones sent nude photo of wife to Roger Stone. Oh my God.
It's probably a fucking joke between those two.
I'm sure it was, but I mean, I would hate to be his wife. He's remarried because he went through his child custody case a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where he couldn't remember what grade his kids were in, and they asked
geez.
him why he couldn't remember, and he said because he had a big bowl of chili this morning.
What? That's like the guy on the ground getting tased. My wife's pregnant.
Oh, I forgot that cooked pig, huh? Yeah, that fucking piece of shit. He had it coming too. So that's
My kid's at school. Great. Like what? What does that have to do with it?
yeah. Okay.
My
Well,
grandma's
someone will
dead.
go. He'll go pick him up. Yeah, right. Like my dog needs her pills this afternoon with dinner. Okay. Well, she can still get them. That's not really sure what the relevance of this is, but oh my God. So I'm gonna pull up this TikTok you sent me here. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
So you need to go do it through all of hers. She's talking about Amber Heard throwing what she's calling what was referred to in the court cases. Like all the documents are out now that the court cases are done. So she's been doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
And she's come up with some really interesting stuff. So these cuddle parties that they have are more like Eyes Wide Shut, where Amber would be in one of these weird outfits on a throne on a stage in front of billionaires.
What's Eyes Wide Shut?
It was that Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise movie back in the 90s where they go to this weird sex party where everybody's wearing a mask and they're in this huge mansion, and every room people are doing like sex weird shit to each other, but they're all in like these long capes and nobody knows who they are. But they're obviously all loaded. It's invitation only, very, very secretive society type of thing. Yeah. Well, she's talking about how Amber was throwing these or getting invited to these parties thrown by these billionaires, and also recruiting young girls that were wannabe actresses and models in Hollywood, some of which were underage, and taking them and grooming them to go to these parties and service these billionaires, kind of like.
So she was like an Epstein.
Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah. So check out this chick's channel.
Yeah. What's her name?
I don't know.
See, I don't even see the name on here. It's the Kyle Marissa, Marisa. Okay, just a second here.
I don't know if this one's super, but she talks about finding these things that I've never heard about. Blind something.
Oh, just here. Let me get it pulled up here.
Okay.
I found this blind item from 2020 by NT Lawyer about Elon Musk, and it puts a lot of pieces together for me. The celebrity CEO is not just about money to politicians to get his way. He also uses the same bag of tricks he does with reporters, women at the top of the list. Remember how many female reporters wrote these think pieces about Amber Heard during the trial? Like why it's time for us to believe Amber Heard? The fact Elon Musk has female reporters on his payroll, now I know why those articles were so plentiful. all of Amber's statements about the conspiracies against her and the bots and Johnny Depp's PR machine, I'm thinking that's all projection. You know who has a PR machine? Elon Musk does. When you're famous on your own, like Johnny Depp is, and actually talented and actually good looking, you don't need a PR machine. You do if you're a loser like Elon.
So what is she saying? Elon Musk was involved?
She's saying Elon Musk and his money are all over this, and that Amber was like a blackmail queen, not just like Ghislaine and Epstein. It was all about recruiting and grooming girls for billionaires and blackmailing them.
Huh. That's why. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with Elon Musk. The guy's a little creepy. People talked about him like he was going to be this savior. And I'm like, I was just always hesitant. I just never really, he just always kind of spooks me a little bit. I don't know.
A little, yeah. He's got some great ideas and some great companies and whatever.
Yeah.
We can put that aside. But, okay, so did you see that they just came out with a documentary about those 13 kids that got stuck in that cave? A couple of years ago in Thailand.
Oh, with the submarine,
the soccer team or whatever.
Yeah,
and then there
where
was
some guy actually helped him, and Elon Musk went on a tirade and said, "You just wanted to help him because you're a pedophile that wanted to molest them." I'm like, what?
How weird was that?
That was weird.
I was just going to ask if you remembered what was said, and okay. Thank you for jogging my memory. Like, holy shit, I know Elon was involved somehow, and he said something crazy, outlandish, or it was said about him. I couldn't remember what the situation was.
Yeah, because Elon wanted to, he was trying to make a submarine that would go down and rescue the kids, and this guy went down and saved them beforehand. So I thought everyone's on the same team here.
Right? Like, okay, let's wait and build a submarine or just go get them.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah, go get them. They've already been down there. They were down there for like a week and a half or something, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a long time. And it was just so bizarre. The guy just spooks me a little bit. Like, I get that he's like a meme lord on Twitter and everyone wants to say he's one of us. And yeah, I mean, sure. Like you said, he has good ideas and some good companies, but
personally, this jury's still out, man. I don't know. He's done some weird things and he's got some weird predilections, let's say.
The Neuralink thing creeps me out. I really don't like the idea of them being able to put a chip in your brain. Because, I mean, if you think about it, all it would take, think about you put a chip in your brain, think about all of our phones. I mean, we have cell phones and we can communicate and that's all, and get on the internet, and that's great. All it would take was someone to, the power to fall into the wrong person saying they could shut them all off. They could shut your electricity off, at your house. I really don't want someone to be able to shut my brain off. Yeah, they could. That's the goal, so they can shut your car off. They've already said that for police chases and stuff. They want to be able to shut your car off. I mean, what? I just don't like the idea that someone can shut my brain off. Right.
Yeah, I'm fine with transhumanism until it gets to the brain part. Like, no, do not put any chips in here. If I need a robotic arm at one point in time and that's available, super fantastic. But I don't need any chips in my brain.
And yeah, and that's what we had Zoltan Isfan on Bread and Circuses a long time ago, and that's one of the things he told us was that the misconception about transhumanism is that it's the Terminator or RoboCop or Neuralink in your brain, but it's actually led to like prosthetics, stuff like that. I mean, it's used every day.
Great.
And it's great to an extent, but when you and it gives when it can help even the playing field for someone who has a disadvantage, someone that had their leg blown off in the military or lost their arm in a car accident, something like that, that's fine. But when we're taking people that don't have anything severely physically wrong with them and just trying to make them superhumans, and merge their brain, their mind. Really, all we got is our mind, man, is our consciousness. That's what makes you. When we start merging that with machines, that's when it gets a little creepy for me. And I'm just kind of like, I'm good. I'd rather not.
And that's the last bastion of privacy is in your own mind.
Brain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in communist China, they said the only time you're ever alone is in your thoughts. And I don't want to get to that point here. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing we can choose to either write our thoughts down or not. And that can either be leaked or not. But you do have your privacy in your own brain, in your own thoughts. And if you let the government or some company in there with a chip, that is gone. And that's a huge freedom that I'm never willing to give up.
Wait till the cancel mob figures out how to hack your thoughts.
Oh my God.
We're all getting, none of us will ever work anywhere ever again.
We'll just be
just eat each other. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's
what a sad state of affairs that would be.
Completely clear your mind. That's what just like Dale Gribble said to do with these. Just never remain in a constant thoughtless state. That's what he says to do there.
Dale Gribble.
Dale Gribble, one of my heroes. I need to get a King of the Hill. I'm gonna start getting tattoos again, man. I haven't gotten one in years. I'm like, I got the itch. That's
I hear ya.
No,
end of summer.
That's probably
unless you're not spending time outside anymore. I know I'm not. Fuck.
I don't like my thing is like we'll go swimming and stuff, but I don't go outside unless we're going to destination. And I try it when we do. Like I go outside and I'll wait till night because I don't want to have a heat stroke. Like if I go out and it's 100 degrees outside, I'll fucking die. It's like I'm not trying to do that. I'm not in that good shape, man. Like I don't need to do that. That's my thing. I just in decent enough shape. I'm not playing, for competitive sports or anything. Or I think we're gonna rec basketball league on Sundays or something. But next. But oh god, I have story days about rec basketball. Oh my god, people take shit so seriously, ridiculous. But my experience, what I have seen destroy friendship is Rex. Rex destroys friendship.
Oh God!
I got too far.
That was a foul, bro. I can't believe you didn't see it.
Not even that. It's like I remember I played a rec softball league. I'm not going to go into crazy detail, but I had people mad at me because I got injured and couldn't play. It was a pulled groin or something, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. The doctor said to stay off of it. And I'm not going to go.
Fuck you, Caleb. Ruin your groin.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin a part of the body forever that should just be a setback for a couple of weeks so we can lose by 7 runs instead of 12. That's the guy. I remember one of the people, I very strictly remember being told they came here to win just like we did. I remember I was told the girl told us all they came just like we did. And they have a 24-pack of Coors Light out.
Oh my God.
I don't think they came here to get away from their watch. That's
exactly.
Those are the worst. Go ahead, though. But the softball, they are when you get into the men's competitive league, they're the worst human beings. They're guys that couldn't quite make it in high school baseball, so they've resorted to that, and they've all got like $4,000 worth of gear. I have a guy I went to high school with. He's a walking stereotype. He'll post like on his Facebook account. He'll post his batting average.
Oh my God!
For rec softball. Like you kept count. Like he's like, it's like I'm pissed off. I only was batting a 193 today. I'm like, bro. Like, what are you doing, man? And he'll post like all these like hyper edited pictures on his Instagram account with like "I am the storm" and the quote line and everything.
Kidding me?
No,
like he's like doing baseball cards like for himself.
Dude, I'm sure that's got to be next. Like autographed baseball cards. So it was really fucked up one night. One of us had his number. I don't know. We all got really fucked up, and we texted him like, "Hey. You don't know who I am, but this is Jessica. I saw you playing softball and I thought you were really hot." And I tried to get him to go out with me. And he was very, very reluctant. So this guy was obsessed with Pat Tillman, who was a football player. You know the story?
I've heard of Pat Tillman, the football player.
He was an NFL player who's a pretty good one, who his brother joined the military after 9/11 and got killed in the military.
Okay.
So he joined because he wanted to go to Afghanistan, to fight for his country and his brother and whatever, but he wound up getting shipped off to Iraq. So he became when he went to Iraq, he realized, oh my God, this is all bullshit. and he became very, very vocal against the war. And that was, Bush and hyper patriots. It was like 2004. So that was like at an all-time high, right? And he was like, this is all horse shit. We have no business being here. Like, there's no reason we're here. This is all fake. And he was getting more and more vocal. Well, the next thing you know, he gets killed by friendly fire. He gets blown away with a 50 caliber machine gun out in the desert in Iraq. So there's a lot of people think he got whacked by the Bush administration or the CIA, but
not a big jump.
No. So I was texting this guy, and I was like, I finally got him to reluctantly agree to go on a date with me. And I was at a low
with Jessica. Yeah.
Bad point in my life. I feel bad about this, but it's still funny. So I was like, now that I have your attention, Pat Tillman was assassinated by the military-industrial complex to push the neocon foreign policy agenda in Iraq. And this guy goes, this guy, he had a tattoo of Pat Tillman's initials on his arm in high school, right?
Wow.
PT42. Never met him, just got Pat Tillman. And I remember he was so proud of that tattoo freshman year. And one of my friends walked up to him and went, hey, man, that's stand for Penis Toucher 42. And it was a joke. Ever since then, it was a joke. And it ruined the tattoo for him. Dude was walking around. You could tell it was instant regret. He's walking around. Everyone's calling him Penis Toucher 42. And so Pat Tillman was a sensitive subject for this guy, is what I'm trying to get at. Yes. So he replies back, fuck you, motherfucker. Don't ever fucking text me again. I'll find out who you are. Beat your ass, blah, 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 blah. And I just replied, Pat Tillman was killed by the Jews. Fuck you. Don't ever text me again. And that was, what better way to end this show than that? Than me terrorizing people I went to high school with.
Fun.
We used to do that all the time. Where there was a guy that he was super Christian. Like he'd hold prayer circles in front of the school in the mornings. So one night we texted him. We're like, so and so, this is God speaking, because God had a 402 area code. And we're like,
of course,
I have a.
He lives in Omaha.
Yeah, he's in Sarpy County, Like, I have a bidding for you. He goes. He's like half joking around it. He's like, LOL, what is thy bidding? And my friend, you know him, Jordan, he just goes, exterminate the gays. he's like, first off, God loves everyone. You're not God, you're a demon. We were childish. We demon. Fucking with people. We would get people that were not good football players but thought they were good football players' phone numbers and pretend to be recruiters from D1 schools.
My God.
It was all kind. I mean, the pranks they were endless. It was fucking hilarious.
That is fucking funny, dude. Like, what, you'd just be like, hey, we saw you play and we're really interested in.
Yeah. I remember we had this app when I played football called Huddle, right? And Huddle someone would record all the games and they would send it to this database and we could go back and watch game film. So I got on and we had this kid, this kid that was just terrible, but it was like, he was terrible. And I went on and he played defensive line. And I went on and I made a video montage of him getting knocked on his ass. And I shared it around on Facebook and YouTube, and it went viral through the school. And it was like to Eminem to like collapse or like some like intense workout music or something like that. And it went viral around the whole school. It was just a montage of just him getting blown off the ball. And I would I think at one point I was like sending it to recruiters and stuff. I never got any emails back. Oh man, I don't miss high school though. No, not at all. That's what I always tell everyone. Is everyone that talks about how high school is the best years of your life was a fucking loser. I think we went over that.
We have, and they are, and yeah, we were both right.
Yes, we were 129% correct on that one. So, well, we just did like an hour. Should we wrap it up one more time?
Let's wrap it up one more time, guys. It's been great. We appreciate every last one of you.
Fuck yeah.
Eventually we will both be back somewhere.
Yep, we'll both be back. Y'all can catch me on Outlaw Streamers. Go check it out. I'll be starting either this week or next on the Chris Baker Show. So you can go check me out there. Make sure I'll put it up. Outlaw Streamers. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. OutlawStreamers.com. Caleb isn't
Rumble,
funny,
right?
Yep, and I think they're on Rumble now. Yeah,
they need to be.
They should be because they're
yeah.
They get me on there. They ain't gonna be on YouTube for long. Caleb isn't funny on Twitter and Instagram. Caleb Salvatore comedy on the TikTok. You got anything you want to plug?
No, leave me alone on my social media.
Yeah, leave her the fuck alone.
I'm fine.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be harassed. I'm the other way around. I'm the spicy Italian, the infamous, the degenerate king, Caleb Salvatore. So you know how I do. I gotta start some shit. But yeah, so make sure you guys follow us on all that. You can follow me on all my socials. Like I said, I got another project I'm working on. Nothing to do with podcasting or anything like that, but it's going to be really fun. I'm working with some talented people on that. So that'll be coming out. Hopefully announcements coming soon. We're kind of wrapping up the pre stuff, pre stages for that. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be really fun. It's always something I've always wanted to do. So I'll just leave it at that. But
Caleb, I have enjoyed every podcast we've ever done together.
It's been a lot of fun.
And hopefully we will work together in the future. And I am so excited for you. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, make sure when you I'm sure you'll land on your feet wherever you do land. Make sure you come back on the page and plug it, and we'll.
Yep. Absolutely,
so tell people what's going to go on with the Facebook page. I mean, do you have plans for that, or what are you intending to do?
So, this is so frustrating, but I'm going to have to basically start from scratch, guys. Facebook hates me, and I have been deemed persona non grata. So I'm going to have to come back with a new personal page, a new business page, a new podcast page, or log on or, attach myself to whatever other network that I land with. So I will definitely, this page is going to go away very, very soon. I'm going to leave you guys with all the information, but I will bring it back up and redirect you guys when I figure out where I'm going to land.
All right. Sounds good. That sounds like a wrap. This has been Mental Misdeeds. Signing off for one last time. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, all's good. We just, life happens. People move on. Yep. Opportunities pop up just like any other industry. Show business is no different. So thank you guys so fucking much. We will be in touch. Make sure y'all follow me. Follow me on all the socials, and you can see what I'm up to. So peace out, y'all.
Good night.